Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the High Moving Podcast, and sad case of Michael Oher, the famous offensive tackle who the movie, which was based off of, called The Blindside, starring Sandra Bullock and won an Oscar. Such a feel-good story. The movie came out in 2009. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this family took in this football player with no family. They took him in and he became a success. He went on to have a good football career. And we thought that, that was the end of the story, right? It was a good, feel good, happy ending. Unfortunately, that is not the case. So Michael Oher apparently thought that he was part of the family. He thought that being part of this conservatorship would have made him part, he thought it was an adoption and it was not. So what is a conservatorship? First and foremost, a conservatorship is a legal status in which a court appoints a person to manage the financial and personal affairs of a minor or incapacitated person. Okay, either you are a child that is not a legal adult, or you are you are mentally stupid or something. You don't have the mental faculties to make any type of rational decisions regarding your life in any manner where you need an adult to help you, a guardian to help you. So that is what conservatorship is, right? So according to the article from ESPN, so in the petition that he filed, his lawyers, his team, or he filed in Shelby County, Tennessee, probate court alleges that Sean and Leanne Tuohy, I don't know how to say their last name, I'm just gonna say Sean and Leanne, who took Oher into their home as a high school student, never adopted him. Instead, less than 3 months after Oher turned 18 in 2004, the petition says the couple tricked him into signing a document making them his conservators, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name. Next, the petition further alleges that the Tuohys used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their 2 children millions of dollars in royalties from an Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million, while Oher got nothing for a story that would not have existed without him. In the years since, the Tuohys have continued calling the 37-year-old their adopted son and have used the assertion to promote their foundation as well as Leanne's work as an author and motivational speaker. Article goes on to say basically like he found this out back in February. So Michael Oher was under the assumption that this family had the best interest in mind in taking care of this young man, bringing him part of the family as he's trying to play college football and eventually make it to the pros. And he's thinking he's been adopted. This entire time, the family has been milking that story, and apparently they've made a lot of money from the kickbacks, royalties from that movie, and that the kickbacks was divvied up amongst the family members, except Michael, who the movie and story was based out of. Look, I know Michael, he's a 37-year-old man, and good for him. I cannot judge him at 18 years old, okay? But he was taken for a ride. Classic situation of someone being taken advantage of, not knowing the situation, not being educated in the situation, and that is not really to his fault. As an 18-year-old who's just trying to play football and have a home, this family, from what I'm reading, they milked it and took severe advantage of this young man at the time, and it was wrong. And look, they made money. They were able to profit, start organizations, start foundations, book deals, all this stuff, based off of him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I know athletes now got college players got NIL deals and whatnot, and kids these days are more hip to understanding their branding, especially with just the advent of social media and just the marketing power that is today. You know what I'm saying? Like that, this wouldn't have taken place like that. You know what I'm saying? But so kids now don't get tricked into situations like this, right? Totally different times. Obviously, this was in the late 2000s compared to where we are today. So I understand that. But for Michael Oher, I hope that, hey, he's able to sue the hell out of that family because, I mean, look, they made that movie Blindside. And look, it's like I read the definition of conservatorship, right? Okay, so he wasn't a minor; he was 18. Okay, when he had moved in with the family. All right, and then also too is like, again, you know, he's just a young man, but he's not stupid. You know what I'm saying? He's not just some big O-line brute. You know, they ran game on him, and it's unfortunate that this had to happen. But let this be a lesson to future athletes and whatnot. Is just like, yo, get a lawyer, be careful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the time, how could he have known that they would do this? Especially is under the guise of love, trust, and I'm part of the family. Well, not really. You know what I'm saying? You were never part of the family. You know, they just owned your rights. You know, we're gonna make money off of you. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's ever free. No such thing as a free meal. And this family made sure that, for sure, that they were gonna make sure that they were gonna eat and scoop this bread off this young man. Because I mean, it's a great story, right? It's a story that pulls on the heartstrings. You know, how can you take this 6'4", dumb black man, you know what I'm saying? I'm being funny, but how can you take this 6'4", ape of a lineman, and we brought him into our home, we took care of him and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? And then you had him sign, he's not gonna know, he's just focused on football. He's a kid, crazy, right? I mean, this is how these types of people in these families get off. They take advantage of the people who they think are stupid, you know what I'm saying? And then they have them tied up in this conservatorship, and they're just raking in all the profits. And look, people are wondering why it took so long. I mean, look, every time Oher brought it up, especially during his football days, he really didn't bring it up when he was playing football, because he was just focused on playing football and getting and playing in the NFL. But it was really after he was done playing, because he always kind of questioned what was going on with the situation with the conservatorship. Is he really adopted? And the family never really wanted to give a direct answer. So he took matters in his own hands. So look, what's wrong is wrong. It's never too late to make corrections and go back and try to fix errors of your ways of him at the time not understanding or anything. It's okay, because his family did him wrong, and listen, I was never really a fan of the movie. I didn't really like how he's portrayed, and now everything is coming to light. Everything always comes into light, and this family, I hope they get sued. I hope that they're like, he gets a nice kickback from all this, because I think it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong for sure, and it shouldn't have happened to him, but it did. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a big wake-up call and a lesson. Anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think about this whole Michael Oher situation, is suing his, adopted family, which they never really owned him, or not owned him, that sounds wrong, but never really adopted him. He was never really part of the family, but they were able to profit massively and take advantage of the Blindside story, and continue to, well after the movie, still promoting that our adopted son. They never came out and said that, right? The family had plenty of time to make the correction and clear the air about what the actual situation was. No, instead they still went along with the whole adoption story. So anyways, thanks for watching this video. Leave me your thoughts. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.